Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are solving a very interesting error problem where we are given a permutation from 0 to n-1 and we can perform any two operations. And the problem name is minimum operation to sort a permutation. And we can perform only the following operations, like we can reverse the entire array or rotate left by 1. Means move the first element to the end of the array and next element to left by 1 position. And we have to return an integer denoting the minimum number of operations required to sort the array in increasing order. And if there is not any minimum number, so we will return -1. Let's take an example. In example 1, 0 to 1. So if we rotate it by left, so it will be 210, and then we will reverse it, so it will be 012, and the number of operations till now will be 2, and that's our output. In the second example, there is array 102, and when we reverse it, it will become 201, and then we will rotate left by 1, which is 012, and it's also have two operations to solve this. But in the third example, as we can see, it is impossible to reach 2013, so we return -1. As you can see, like there is no increasing order element like 0, 1. If there is 2, then there is possibility to solve this and getting the sorted array, but there is 3. As we cannot rearrange the elements, we can only reverse or reorder. So the challenge is, how do we quickly detect whether sorting is even possible? And if possible, what is the minimum number of operations? Let's try to understand visually. This problem becomes super easy if we think in circular order. Let's take number from 0 to 3. So that will be 0, 1, 2 and 3. And as we are thinking in the circular order, so it will be 3 to 0, means in the circular form back to the 0. This is the forward circular order. Now if we rotate, we only shift the starting point. After rotation, this becomes 1, 2, 3 and 0. Notice the relative circular order is still the same. Now what happens if we reverse it? So it will become 3, 2, 1, 0, right? Now the direction flips. So reverse converts forward circular order into backward circular order. That means after any number of operations, the array can only be in two possible structure, forward cyclic or the backward cyclic. Nothing else. And this is the key intuition behind this. So let's find out how can we detect forward cycle. For forward cycle, next element should be current element plus 1 modulo n, current plus 1 module 9 n. For example, if there is array 2301, 2 goes to 3 and 3 goes to 0 because of modulo wrapping, and 0 goes to 1. Everything follows plus 1 modulo n. So this is valid. Now let's find out how to detect backward cycle. It's opposite, like for backward cycle, every next element should be current minus 1 modulo n. For example, 1, 0, 3, 2 is our example. So that means 1 becomes 0 when we do 1 minus 1, 0. 0 minus 1, which is -1 modulo 3, which is 3, and when we do 3 minus 1, which is 2, so it is valid. Everything follows -1 modulo n. So this is also valid. Till now we have seen two cases. So case 1 will be forward cyclic and the case 2 will be backward cyclic. Now once we know the array type, which means the case 1 or case 2, answer is simply the index of 0. Since in the problem statement says that elements are from 0 to n-1. So we have to find the element 0 in the array. Because rotating left shift 0 towards index 0. And in case 2, we have two strategies. Reverse first, then rotate, or reverse first, or rotate first, then reverse. So minimum operations are minimum of n-k and k plus 2, where k is index of 0. So this is our strategy. Now let's try to code it. First get the size of array. So that will be int n equal to nums.size. Then find the index of 0. For that we have to iterate over the nums vector. So from 0 to n I plus plus if nums of I equal to 0, then we return the element, like we store the index in k and take another variable k. We need this because 0 tells us how many rotation are required. Now we initialize to flag so that we can check whether it is case 1 or whether it is case 2. So we can take forward and initialize with true and backward, and it is also true. We will invalidate them if any condition fails. So loop through all the indices. For each index, current is numi, means the current element, and the next element is nums of I plus 1 modulo n. Next equal to, we have to store it in next element. Now we check if it is forward cyclic or the backward cyclic. For that we have to write if next is not equal to current plus 1, which means we are checking the forward cyclic in this case. So in the if we write forward equal to false. When the condition fails, means there is another element instead of plus 1 element, like 1 and 3 in this case. And the second condition will be for the backward. So that will be next is not equal to current minus 1 plus n modulo n. And we write backward equal to false. Here we have verified whether next equals current minus 1 plus n modulo n. We add n because C++ modulo with negative values gives negative results. So if I do minus 1 modulo 3, it will give negative result. And after loop, we will check if the loop is forward, means true. So we return k in that case. And if backward is true, we return minimum of n minus k and k plus 2. And otherwise we have to return minus 1. We have to write this condition after the for loop. Otherwise it will compute every time and the result will be wrong. Means the test case's answer will be wrong. Let's run this code. Submit it. Guys, we got the error. Let's see why we got this error. So starting from the starting, we have taken the where we is k, it is correct. We are checking forward, backward, then current element, next element, next is not equal to current plus 1, and it will be modulo n. As there can be case na, we use modulo n because after the last element the sequence should wrap back to 0, making the array circular instead of linear. Let's submit again. Okay, so our code was returning 4, but expected output is 3. That means our forward cyclic formula was incomplete. Earlier, we assumed that for forward cycle arrays, we only need left rotation. So we returned k, as you can see here. But this test case reveals another possible shorter path than show. So as this is our test case and we rotate it, so it will become 0, 4, 3, 2, 1, and after rotating it, it will become 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and then we reverse it, so it will become 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's it. Like this is sorted and the number of operations are 3. So we have to write this. This gives us another cost, which is n minus k plus 2. So instead of only returning k, we should take minimum of both possibilities. So that will be minimum of k comma n minus k plus 2. This fixes the edge case and gives the optimal answer. Let's submit it again. As we traverse the array once, the time complexity is big O of n, and we only use a few variables like n for size, forward and backward, so we can ignore it, and the space complexity will be big O of 1. And that's it. If this explanation helped you understand the circular intuition behind this problem, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and keep solving. See you in the next one.